This article is regarding how teachers help L2 students to learn pronunciation in the classroom. So how is pronunciation taught to foreign speakers? While it may seem pretty simple to teach someone how to say the right sounds, it actually turns out to be pretty complicated. The article that we've chosen to review is found in the TESL Canada Journal, and it explores how teachers teach pronunciation for their L2 English learners. One of the studies talked about in this article reports 95% of L2 immigrant respondents indicated that they would choose to speak like native speakers if they could. This is mostly in regard to pronunciation. 1/3 said that they'd experienced some form of discrimination due to their accent, and they felt that Canadians, which is the country that this study was done in, they felt that Canadians would respect them more if they had improved their pronunciation. 2 other studies that were done found that L2 speakers actually suffered an economic penalty because of their pronunciation, their accent. With this in mind, the article then discussed what is being done by teachers to help teach pronunciation in the classroom. Pronunciation can be split into 2 categories: segmentals and suprasegmentals. Segmentals are the smaller pieces like vowels and consonants. Suprasegmentals are the overarching ideas, like where to put stress in phrases and such. Suprasegmentals are very important for comprehension, and the studies have found that when suprasegmentals are studied, it helps students to increase in other skills as well. A study by Derwing on 3 different classes exemplified this. 1 class was not taught pronunciation at all. 1 class was taught segmentals, and 1 class was taught suprasegmentals. The 2 classes that were taught about pronunciation, the 2 classes studying segmentals and suprasegmentals, reported improvements when reading individual sentences, but only the group that had suprasegmental instruction showed improvement when speaking extemporaneously, in other words, speaking without preparation and not reading. The researchers, Foote, Holtby, and Derwing, created a survey that asked ESL teachers about their resources, approaches, and beliefs teaching pronunciation. They compared their research and the results of their research to a study that was similarly done 10 years earlier in 2001, and the results came back that many of the teachers felt and still taught the same regarding pronunciation. 85% were teachers, and the remaining were either program coordinators or teachers as well. About half, 50%, held a TESL certificate from a college or a university. The teachers were asked if they had received any kind of training in how to teach pronunciation in a classroom setting. 66% went to sporadic different meetings that they found, whether at conferences or workshops at those conferences. Quoting the article, it reported, 75% of respondents in the present study indicated that they would like more pronunciation training. The approaches and methods used by ESL teachers vary. Integration into the curriculum was one of the topics discussed. And I quote, "The respondents were relatively positive about whether most instructors at their institutions were able to integrate pronunciation instruction into their classes, with 70% reporting that they could. Only 12% said that they could not, and 18% were left unsure. However, can and do are not the same, and fewer than half, 46%, of the respondents agreed that the instructors at their institution incorporated pronunciation into their regular classes." The study found on average that 6% of class time was spent on pronunciation instruction. However, the mode response was only 2%. The instructors are asked which activities they found most useful in pronunciation instruction. Segmental activities were mentioned 55 times, Suprasegmental activities were mentioned 39 times, and activities that emphasized both were mentioned 26 times. The last part of the article was about the researchers' recommendations from what they had learned. The article concluded that over the past 10 years, teachers' opinions of how to teach pronunciation in school and its importance in teaching it has remained about the same. They understand that it is very important and that it is helpful for students to develop their understanding of their L2 language. The teachers also hope to see growth in this area in the future.